Right. How long have you been in Ghana?
About 7 days now. About 7 days.
I'm sure this is not your first time.
No, it's not.
And a little bird told me that you're coming back next month.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Right, Tobe Ugeh. Is there any other name apart from this? Is there a long? You know, I know Nigerians. You have a lengthy.
So because of my culture, I am Igbo, by daughter Igbo. We don't have as many names. So it's just Tobe Ugeh. Ugeh is his first name, last name.
Oh wow, this one is short.
Surprising. Yeah, it's just first name and last name.
Oh wow.
Yes.
All right. Tobe season, right?
Yes.
Tobe season. TikTok, Instagram. He's there. Giving us all the fashionable showdowns, traveling here. You have to be on his team. You enjoy. He's really
Thank you so much.
Right, now, why influencing? Why not banking? Why not acting? Why not piloting?
I mean, well, fun fact, I am a lawyer.
I was going to say, apart from, but before you became a lawyer, why not? Other things.
The thing about me is I actually have to think when people ask me stuff. So I think for me it's why not influencing, and it's because I didn't set out to be an influencer.
Right.
I was just posting pictures online, and what's funny is I didn't even used to show my face. I was like, nobody wants to see my face, and I would just post pictures. And it just somewhat morphed into what it is right now, and I'm always grateful that we've come this far. But it's also, I often wonder, like, it could have been banking. It could have been. Actually, I could be in a court right now saying my objection, my lord. But I mean, I think influencing also somewhat fell into my laps. I enjoy storytelling, and I enjoy looking good, and I enjoy the creative art of it. And it felt like, for me, influencing was the way to show it all. Like today, I can tell you a story. Tomorrow, I could dress up. Next tomorrow, I could be touring the world. But it felt like a sweet spot where I could exist, and for that, I like it.
For that, you like it. So how do the ideas pop up in your head?
Hey.
Is it like in David, in the Bible?
I think because I often tell people that, like, hey, I'm not normal. So my head, as we have a conversation, I'll just think, I need to shoot this video after this. I need to do something. You know, Nikki said this today. I should go there. So I think a lot of my inspiration comes from real life occurrences. A lot of inspiration is drawn from the life I'm actually living, from conversations I have with people. Yeah.
Life you are actually living.
Yes.
Let's go there.
Okay.
I mean, thank you for bringing it to me.
Okay.
Right. Growing up, how has life been?
Growing up. Fun fact, I'm just 24, so I'm still growing. But I would say I grew up in Benin City in Edo State. So that's the place in Nigeria which is not as cosmopolitan. It's not as big as Lagos or Abuja. So it's a pretty smaller region. It's a pretty smaller state.
Honey, I haven't been there yet.
You should.
I've been to about 10. Oh, you have no idea. Let's go on.
At this point, I'm a Nigerian sister too. Like at this juncture. But I grew up in a pretty not so big state. So life was very communal. I have 3 siblings, amazing guys. My mom and my dad. I think growing up was it was good. I like to think that I grew up oftentimes in my head because we weren't allowed to watch television. My dad was so heavy on, you guys are brilliant, and you must read and read and read. And I think it gave me such an imaginative mind. I could sit for hours by myself and I'm just imagining. And I think it has in turn made me such a good storyteller because I can conjure things from my head. And I spent a lot of time in my head, and for that I'm very grateful. Nice. Yes.
Schooling, university?
University I've been in. There's something we say, greatest book. If you went to university, you'll get that. But I went to University of Benin. Fun fact, I entered uni at around 15, so I went pretty young. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I went pretty young. Finished at around 21, studied law, went on to Nigerian law school. Hopefully we get the master's done.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's been okay.
How are you able to juggle between law? Because it's not easy studying law and doing this. They are both time-consuming and different worlds altogether as well. How are you able to juggle both?
I am a firm believer that nothing is ever difficult. Challenging, yes. But difficult altogether, no. And it's something that it's a thought I've held for a really long time. I don't think things are difficult. When I started School of Law, which is the first where you get your LLB from, so your first degree in Nigeria, I remember just feeling like, oh, I'm failing at this. And it was just my first year. But it felt like everything was new. mind you, I had done government and literature, but I was doing law now. And it felt like a big boys game. Mind you, I'm one of the youngest in the classrooms. And I had done so well in secondary school. And it's such a funny shift. I was one of the highest scorers in secondary school.
So hang on, which branch of law are you studying?
Also, in Nigeria, you study general law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're a barrister and solicitor. So I could do corporate, I could do family, I could do land.
Right.
So you study everything for 5. So that's why our program is 5 years. I know in Ghana, your program is 4 years. Yeah, so it's 5 years there. And I remember just being in my first year and I'm like, I don't think I'm too brilliant anymore. And it was harder because I had now realized I enjoyed storytelling. I always wanted to be an author. And I had started to enjoy fashion even more because I feel like you find yourself more, you're dressing yourself. You know how you want to look. You know a lot of things. And so it's why I didn't tell my parents about social media because I was scared. How do I tell these guys that I like law, but I want to dress up and do transition videos? It was hard. So for most part of it, I had to realize that, and it's something that I have, when I decided I wanted to be a creator, it was really frowned upon for so many reasons, especially as a law student. So in Nigeria, lawyers cannot practice.
That is why I was asking how you're able to juggle.
Yes, it was really frowned upon. I would have customers just like, what are you doing? Don't you know you're a prestigious lawyer? But I think, and I sometimes wonder if that's what calling does to you. I had always known I wanted this. So I would go to class. I remember there was this event we were having, and I was reading during the event, and I'm like, I need to go back home and finish reading, but I still wanted to be there. And I think as challenging as it was, one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to come on shows like this and say, I don't think it's impossible. I think if you truly put your mind to it, you can do anything. And I think that's one thing that kept me going, so that the next generation of lawyers who come out know that, well, I can't be a lawyer and an astronaut. I can't be a lawyer and an author. I can't be a lawyer and an influencer because Tobe has done it.
Because Tobe has done it.
Yeah.
Any support, or you were your own personal consultant? It's not easy. So
also because being a creator is also pretty new. You don't have a lot of people certain about what you are doing to actually give you professional support or professional advice. So a lot of it is just saying, let me try my best. But I am very grateful for my family, my sister most especially, my siblings, my mom, my dad. I hid it from my dad from the longest. And not because of what I thought he would say, but because I think a part of me was also ashamed that I wouldn't be the lawyer he wanted. And I find it very funny because when I eventually found out, he was so happy. And it's such a thing of pressure. And something my generation really struggles with. You want to put best foot forward so much, you forget to have another foods. And I was so scared to tell him that, Daddy, I like this thing. I remember the first time he had found out, he goes with friends and say, my friend says, so you're on BBC News. I say, it's not me. And he's like, no, it's you. I say, it's not me. Because I was in Fashion Week in Lagos and I was meant to be in school in Benin. He's like, where did you even go? I say, it's not me, Daddy, I swear. And it went on for the longest time. And eventually I just told him, like, I like social media. And the news is I'm actually a bit big on social media. It's like, what's social media? It's like WhatsApp, is it Facebook? And I'm like, well, there's Instagram and there's TikTok. And right now, he's my biggest fan. Tobe, I saw your Ghana trip. I love this video. Please, when you're coming back from Ghana, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy.
Wonderful. So right. So now you're in Ghana.
Yes.
I'll go back there again. Okay, no, let me just finish with that. So influencing on TikTok. What has been one of the biggest achievements on there? Let's go to finances first.
Okay. I think, especially because as a creator, I do Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Substack as well. I think the creator market is such an... I often tell people that influencing is the new oil money. And I tell people, not because of hope, but because of fact, because of data, I think the creator market is barely scratching the surface. And every time I see conversations about African creators are not paid as much as their European counterparts.
Yes.
But I'm also like, but imagine how big it will be in the next 10 years. 2024, 2025, I became Meta's ambassador, so their global ambassador. And so that's WhatsApp, Instagram. Yes. And at the time, I couldn't believe it simply because the money I was being offered I didn't think I was deserving of it. And it's something when I speak to a lot of creators, I want them to realize that there's a lot of money to make, but there's a lot of impact and integrity you have to ensure you make that money. But I would say the financial standing is pretty good. I mean, I'm in Ghana. with my team. And yes, so it's pretty good.
Okay, so people stop complaining. It's pretty good. Do you think that saying it's pretty good also depends on the dynamics of the two countries? Nigeria is extremely huge.
Yes.
Ghana is relatively just one state of Nigeria. Would you say that constitutes to the financial benefits?
Yes.
Right.
So I would say it's a very nuanced conversation, especially because I cannot give enough insights because I'm not a Ghanaian creator. But I do have a lot of Ghanaian creator friends. And what I actually joke about them is that, hey, Ghanaian creators are so hardworking. You guys are doing all the campaigns. And it's because as a creator, and I'm going to be honest, very honest, I think your true power lies in being an African creator, not being a Ghanaian creator. So for instance, I'm an African creator out of Nigeria. I'm not a Nigerian creator in Nigeria. That's why I would come to Ghana and I would be able to do a campaign. So I would go to Sierra Leone and I can do similar. And I have a number of friends, so Chef Abis, Gisela, Princess Oma, Borland. They're all my acquaintances and they were all friends. And when I speak to them, it's stuff we speak about. The future of influencer marketing isn't representing your home country. It's been a global export. It's going to any African country and you are famous and you can do campaigns. So I do think when that is what you have in mind, you are not limited by the resources in your country, especially because there are a lot of international bodies right now who work with creators. And so even right now, brand trips are huge. I know a number of my Ghanaian friends who are going on brand trips, who have been on brand trips. And I would say it's the thing of everywhere has opportunities. Use it to your advantage. So if you have more international brands in Ghana, ensure you work with those international brands. Ensure you're trying to build a brand that stands the test of time. Because at the end of the day, money is such a small factor. When you're trying to build a brand, it is such a placeholder that you would need more. You need depth and you need community. And you realize that whether you are Sri Lankan or you're Arabian, when you do have the community, that's what brands buy into. So I think that's what it is more.
Build a community.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. Right, now moving on. You're here. What do you want here? What do you want from us?
I want to experience Ghana. I spent most of last year traveling around Nigeria. I've been to about 27 out of 36 states in Nigeria. I truly want to see Ghana. And it's because I truly want to see Africa. I'm very passionate about... when I speak to people, they're like, you're such a Pan-Africanist. I'm like, what is that? I'm just a boy that enjoys Africa. But I think there's a lot of... Creators don't realize how much power we have. And I'm a creator who is very aware. You could spend years trying to correct a narrative that one video could simply change. And I'm very aware about that. I love Ghana and I love the culture and I love the food. I'm not in a way that this is a PR.
Did you say you love the food?
Oh, yeah.
You love the food?
Well, I've been eating a lot of Ghana.
Okay, we'll come there. We'll come there.
And I made a video recently and I was like, Ghanaians are so polite. Hey, any spotting, please.
Oh, yes. The Ghanaians are very polite. I'm always fighting with one of my PAs about that. They're so polite. It's not nice.
They're like, please, can you? And now I always say please. And I think it's really remarkable how very little things can influence you. And when I traveled to Ghana, I had one goal. I said, Africa is the same. And I'm a firm believer in that. Now, we might have different color, different languages, but we're the same people. And I want people to realize that when you look at me, that you think that, truly and truly, he's been able to prove to me that Ghana is not just Charlie. It's music and it's culture and it's beautiful, beautiful people. And it's one of my goals on social media is to demystify Africa and make education entertaining again. So when I think of Ghana, I'm thinking, how do I let my Nigerians back home see Ghana and think, I need to come here? Because tourism isn't going to Europe. It's not going to Lake Como or Switzerland. Tourism is coming to Accra. And I want people in Accra to say, I need to go to Lagos. I need to go to Kano. I need to go to Enugu. Because Africans need to explore Africa. It's the only way we get out of there. I feel like as an African, you're already thinking what is Western looks better.
Right.
You need to explore Africa. You need to wear African. You need to sound African. Right. You need to be African. And that's my goal here.
So where have you been to Ghana so far?
Where have I been to Ghana?
Yeah.
Vli Waterfalls.
Okay.
Obuadaka. Osu Night Market.
Kaish.
Where else have I been?
Volta region?
Yeah, I was in Mosul. I literally just got back last night. 1 a.m. I got into my hotel 1 a.m. I was like, I need to wake up. I need to get ready for this. But yes, I have been traveling. Yes, I have been.
Nice.
Yes.
Do you like it so far?
I love it so far.
Do you intend on visiting other places?
Yes.
Right. Now, I hope my producers will play this video. The storytelling about Ya Santwa. I'm a Shanti, so I'm very proud that he's done this story for us. What inspired, why Ya Santwa? Because there are a lot of other huge influential people from the past in Ghana who have been culturally influenced till date and are still giving us a lot of history about them. Why Ya Santwa?
So
why not Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes,
Why not Rawlings? Why not? Okay, no, there's a lot. You go.
Yes, and I thought about Kwame Nkrumah, and for a variety of reasons, I picked stories that sound familiar to me and stories I enjoy. So, for instance, I could never work with a brand who doesn't stand for what I stand for, and I think there's something underrated about quiet strength. I think when people talk about power, we talk about the big guys, and I think they're quiet people who, when I read their stories, I'm awfully inspired. I grew up the quiet, overlooked guy. And so I find such a remarkable thing about figures who are often overlooked. And it's why I love the Ya Santwa story so much. It is a woman waking up and saying, I've lost so much already. This I cannot lose. I remember the first time I read the story. Fun fact, I love to read stuff. I was like, I want to tell this story in such a way that you understand that it wasn't just a stool. It is culture and it's a tradition, and it is now, she should be a legend, and she is a legend. And as soon as I read that story, I said, I have to tell the story. I had to do more research and say, so this is what had happened. I had to learn about the king and why this stool was so important, because I also think a lot of erasure has been done to the African history. So a lot of Nigerians are now aware of what their own tradition is. So it's even harder to look outside. It's harder to think of what's going on in Senegal when it's hard to think of what's going on with me. And it was something that I realized as African, you should know Africa. And so when I read her story, I was like, I love it. I often tell people like, my sister's one of my favorite people in the world. I love a powerful woman. I'm like, hey.
I was just about to get there. So you're a firm believer of independent, powerful women?
Yes, absolutely.
It's pretty impressive. Is it a Gen Z thing? Because I rarely hear about these. So are you okay if you have a woman who doesn't want to marry but doesn't mind being with you?
Yes.
You're okay with that?
I also think, and just to add to it, I think as time has gone by, a lot of young people are choosing for themselves. I think a lot of people haven't chosen enough. And so I feel like as young people, I realize like, I don't think my mother chose this life. I don't think this auntie is happy here. I think a lot of young people are falling back into intuition and choosing. And so, yes, very happy. I also think because of my background in law and equity, yes, a lot of my lectures also will teach you how powerful women have been in pre-colonial Nigeria.
Yes.
And it feels like when I come across different African stories, you realize that there were so many women leaders, but it almost seems very toned down.
Yes.
So yes.
Patriarchy.
Yes, exactly.
So you're not in support of patriarchy?
No, not at all.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Right, let's move on. Then I'm hoping to see more stories about women on your page.
Okay, of course.
Yeah?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so we have a Ya Santwa story right now. What should we look out for again, since you're still here?
Hey, I'm shy. I don't know if I should tell you.
So we should look out for it.
Look out for it. Yes.
All right. Yes. Now that you're here and you've eaten a lot of Ghanaian food, which is your favorite so far?
I feel so bad. A year ago,
right,
my favorite was fufu and light soup. Fun fact, I really love Ghanaian fufu. Hey,
than the Nigerian fufu.
Hey, stop. I won't say Dan.
You said
I love Ghanaian fufu. And it was fufu and light soup.
Yes.
Or fufu and palm nut soup. Those are my favorites. Like, but now I had banko and okra. You know. No,
hang on. Let's dissect this. The okra, did they have oil on it?
Yes, it was floating. The oil was floating. The oil, it had risen to the top.
Okay.
Yeah. And you guys, okra doesn't have like a lot of leaves. It's just the okra, and that's why I like my okra.
Oh right.
We had crab. I need some time alone. Sorry. I need to go and have banko after this. But I think that's now my new favorite Ghanaian food.
Okay, let's have a look at the video.
But have you heard about Ghana? Let me tell you about the day the British Empire misjudged the women of Ghana forever. You see, one of the fastest ways to conquer a people is not just to take their land, it is to ask for the very core of who they are. And the British governor Frederick knew that. Let me take you back a little. It's in 1896, the British Empire held a gun to the Ashanti Kingdom. They demanded the most ridiculous thing, that King Prempeh the first submit to the British rule and pay an impossible debt of 50,000 ounces of gold, an old fine from an even older treaty. His generals begged him to fight. You see, King Prempeh was kind. He knew how many people would lose their lives, so he chose kindness. But you see, the colonizers, they didn't honor his sacrifice. They stripped him of his power, threw him on a boat. He was kind, but he was also 25. And all of a sudden, he became nothing. They took him and his chiefs and anyone they thought could help him. You see, 4 years later, the same government returned. They had stolen their king and now they wanted something more. They wanted their soul. The Sika Dao Kofi. It was the golden stool that the Ashanti people believed fell from the sky. And the colonial governor had one goal. He wanted to sit on it. You see, to the Ashanti, they still had the Sunsun, the very soul of their nation. A stool so sacred, it was forbidden for it to touch the bare floor. It had its own throne. But you see, the British had Maxim machine guns. So the men calculated their odds and lowered their gaze. Because when they ask you to choose between your body and your soul, you realize your body is the only thing you could feel. But a woman stood up. A woman whose very grandson had been shipped to the king, who had already sacrificed his body, his mind, his soul. She could not let go of his home. She said, if you, the men, will not go forward, then we will. Yeah, Santua mobilized and commanded an army of about 5,000 Ashanti warriors for a war that lasted 6 months against the greatest colonial military force at the time. So the British won, but the stool was never found by them. She proved that while an empire can break a body, nothing could ever break the will of a woman. One last question. What is the one thing you are willing to spend your life fighting for?
Wow. Wow. See a Nigerian telling us about us. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I am. You did a good job. And of course, you're wearing your. Right. Thank you for telling our story. Tell more for us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, and then we're looking forward for more.
Yes.
Okay, could we season? All right. Now, let's move on. Let's get a bit personal.
Okay.
Are you dating?
So I have a rule. Anything I do not want attention about, I simply don't talk about it.
No, I don't want to know who she is. I just want to know if you are.
But I'm not. No, I'm not. Not at this time.
Why? You're too busy.
I don't think busy it is. I think
you're too young.
I haven't seen I'm 24. I haven't seen someone yet. I also think so I write, and if you write, you'll be able to know that, and you keep going to notice I am an awful romantic. And the problem with that is sometimes you could be an overthinker and you overcomplicate things in your head.
Okay. Do you have a best friend?
Hey, you know why I'm scared? I have like 3 people that are very close to me.
Because I heard that Annie is your best friend.
Oh, but he is. Do you know, as when I say, if anyone is watching this and he says, so we not say me, but I will beat you when you come to Lagos.
I shouldn't have said this then. I should have waited for you to say it.
But he is. Yes.
He's been here a couple of times as well.
Yes.
And I think I understand why you're besties. You have a couple of things in common.
Yes.
In common. And the bro fandom is also there.
Yes.
When are you guys coming here together?
Hey, I want him to come in September. So after this, we'll make a video. We'll say, Annie, make sure you come to Ghana with me in September. And so, but I do think between September and December, we should be back.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So I can have you guys here again to have a tete. Now, let's talk about your friends in Ghana here. Mm-hmm. Who's your best in Ghana?
I have a number of them. I can call them off hearts. Shafabis, Gisela, Amma Berland. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Hey.
Okay.
Yes.
You should be friends with Tobe Ugeh if he's watching.
Oh.
And I'm going to make sure you meet him. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have a lot in common. It's just that he doesn't do the fashion. But you have a lot in common. I think you guys will gel very, very well. And I will personally make sure you...
I can't wait to meet him.
Before you leave this place, okay?
I can't wait to meet him.
You have to meet him.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right, moving still personal. Still personal. If anybody meets you right now, what would you want the person to know about you first? For me, they say I'm a very, very funny person. I have a good sense of humor. So anytime okay.
And I like it. It's very understated funniness. Like, you don't expect it.
Exactly.
And then, hey, she's very funny.
Exactly. So I transcend that a lot to the people I meet. So with what would you...
I hope they see that I'm kind, not nice. Kind. Yes.
Kind. I beg you, please, I need some money. Yeah, now.
You don't need some money. Seriously.
I want to finish now. See,
you're enjoying.
It's your... okay. All right. Still personal. Still personal. Who inspires you? I know you said that you garner a lot of inspiration from the experiences and people you talk to, but obviously there is always that one particular thing or person that you think of or you look up to first, even before you have these experiences or you have these conversations with other people.
I would say right off the bat, it's mostly my dad. Right. I mean, my parents as a whole, but my dad, I saw my parents work really hard growing up, and for the littlest of things, I often tell people, like, I speak about my parents a lot. I really like them. They're my wallpaper, but also because the older I've gone, I've kind of realized how hard it is to be parents. How you don't always have the answers, you don't always have the money, but you always make things work. And something I really appreciate my parents about, there was a way in which I grew up that I couldn't think about sadness, or I couldn't live my life in pain, because they were just always there. And the older I have grown, and even now I think about is that raising kids is hard. And they had 4.
Right.
So it's also not the easiest. I remember my parents would struggle to ensure they would come for like our PTA meetings. And I think that's what matters, is trying. So even when they weren't there, they would buy me, there's this biscuit called shortbread. The family would say, you know, shortbread is your favorite biscuit. Right. And now I'm older, I appreciate it even more. That I can call my parents and say, Daddy, this is going on. And we say, keep working. But he's not saying it from a point of motivating me. It's because he has lived a life where he has constantly worked. So I would say my dad really inspires me.
All right.
He really inspires.
Thank you, Dad. Now, I know I'm going to ask this question. I don't want you to tell me you're young or you're still growing.
Okay.
But in view of my show, which is called Changes, I always want to find out what the deepest things people have been through or have gone through or have experienced that has changed them in some way, so that my viewers can have a look at it and learn, get inspired from it. And I actually like the ones that are sad, so that people can gravitate towards it. And that resonates with us. So don't tell me I'm just 24 years, maybe I haven't been through anything.
No, I do think 24. You've seen Shege. You've seen enough Shege.
So can you tell us one of the Sheges that Sheged you, that over Sheged you understand, that we can actually gravitate towards and learn from?
I would say, and I speak about it on my newsletter, I grew up hating myself. It didn't matter how much love I received. I grew up thinking I was the ugliest boy and the fattest boy in the world. And because I am dark-skinned, and growing up in Nigeria, I felt like things weren't... I often say being dark-skinned wasn't cool until a few years ago. I often say being dark-skinned wasn't cool until a few years ago, you know. As time has gone by, obviously I've loved myself, but there used to be a time where, and I couldn't take pictures of myself. There's a time gap in my life. There are no pictures of me. You couldn't,
or you didn't want to?
No, I didn't want to.
You didn't want to because you felt...
It just felt like I often feel like I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving to be here.
How did this thought, where did it come from? What garnered it?
It's also something that scares me about having kids, because I don't know the exact time I began to think like this, but I know for a majority of my childhood, I felt like... So, in context, I have a brother who is immediately older than me, who I felt was the most perfect boy in the world. He was brilliant in school, he was skinny, he was the top athlete, he was the head boy. And it felt like I was the other brother. So even when my parents didn't speak about it, we'd hear it in school, and I became Dilly's brother as opposed to becoming myself. And my sister is very brilliant. My brother is very industrial. So it always felt like I've lived a huge chunk of my life feeling not good enough. So my goal in life, that's why when you ask me about what I would like for people to think about me, is to be kind. Because I see how little jokes hurt, and I see how I lived a chunk of my childhood just being feeling undeserving. And it's something that truly breaks my heart, that I've lived so much life in agony that I don't have any more agony left in me. I just want to enjoy my life now.
So what was agonizing about it, if you're saying that?
So I do think in the climate at the time, like I would say, kids can be unkind. And let's start off from there. When they want to bully you.
So you were bullied?
I don't like to think I was bullied. I like to think, and I can actually rationalize this. I don't like to think I was bullied because it is not what mainstream bullying looks like. They weren't picking on me. They weren't ganging up to pick on me. It was snipe comments like, Orobo, you stay at the front, or like Shorty or Blackie. But these kids weren't doing it from a place of anger. They were doing it because it was second doctrine. Like, you laugh at the short kid, you laugh at the fat kid, but they were kids too.
But then, at that time, you didn't think it wasn't bullying. At that time, you thought you were actually...
At that time, I still didn't, and I'm an empath, so I've always been an empath, so... Sorry. So at the time...
Okay, he is an empath. Right, let's go on.
At the time, I still felt... And so why I think of it like this is because there's not one person that can point their arm at you bullied me.
Right.
It's like just people saying like, Shorty, stay at the front, or like Blackie, or like you're fat, and you're not. So even when we would have like regular arguments as kids, they would just pick on my height, my looks. So it's not like they were, because bullying is more systematic. Mm-hmm. At least that's how I imagine it. It's like, this kid should be nice. Yeah, this kid could be nice to me today. And then one person just has to crack a joke, and I was just the easy target.
Right.
Exactly. So I don't think of it as bullying, but I do think, yes, I did have, when it came to body image, it was tough. It was really tough, especially because I had a brother who was super cool.
Right.
So there's the ease of proximity. I'm an easy target. So even in church, they're like, oh no, why doesn't he stay in front? And I'm like, why can't I stay in front? But it was this little thing. So when we want to take school pictures, and certain people would be like, let him perhaps stay at the back, or let him, you could just tell. So even things that weren't geared at your looks would begin to feel like it's geared at your looks.
Right.
And that's the problem with seeing yourself as undeserving, even the things you deserve. You're not telling yourself that, maybe they didn't add me because sometimes they just forgot. But you have become a burden of shame to your own self, that you wear it so much, you wear it everywhere, you forget identity. And that's why right now, as one of my pillars of social media, I tell people you are good enough. You are good as is. There's no enough. There's no, you are you. And that itself is perfect.
So what changed?
What changed? Wow. I started to read a lot. Because I realized that no one could ever possibly love me as much as I would ever love myself. But there'll be people that will hate me more than I can hate myself. And I would read books about people who had grown out of it. And I started to question, am I in my teenage angst phase? And it's funnier when you are indeed in the teenage angst phase. And it felt like the more I read, the more I discovered that you're just 19. So what if you think you're ugly? I do remember reading this in a book. Your face is a mixture of generations who have loved each other. And it was one thing that I realized that, oh my God, that is so phenomenal. And I can't change how I look. And all that I am cannot possibly be how I look. It can be what you can become and who you can impact. And I think you also just, when you wake up and you're 21 and you're like, I'm not sad anymore. I want better and I deserve better. I also think I began to make better friends. You know, people who also are more introspective. And yes, I truly think that changed the trajectory of my life. I made better friends and I spoke to myself better. A lot of what I felt was agony came from my inner voice. So that changed it also for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the change. Right, now I usually do this. Okay, my phone is not here with me, so I hope I get it off my head and we get it right. Before we do that, is there anything, I want you to tell me, any similarity or any separation or any any challenges and or what's the last one? Yes. And or any similarities. Have I said that already?
Yes, you have.
Oh,
Similarities, challenges. I can't remember the third one.
It will come.
Okay.
Between Ghana and Nigeria.
Fun fact, I often tell people that I know people say one Africa, but we're truly the same people.
Difference.
We are,
Yes.
Oh, differences are similarities. We talk alike. A lot of people think our accents are
Debbie, we don't talk alike. Debbie, men cohort. Debbie, da. Oh, wow. Okay, be na Yoruba.
And you know that was funny. You think I was speaking the language of that, but I know what you are saying. You think you're basically, I know what you're saying. We talk alike, we act alike. I think our differences are our similarities. And I think that's why it's so beautiful. So for instance, food. A lot of the food we eat, I eat okra soup.
Yeah, but guys have a lot of leaves.
Yes, but ours has a lot of leaves. So even our differences, a lot of things are the same.
Right.
One difference, you guys eat a lot of eggs. We don't eat as much eggs.
You guys like a lot of banga.
I agree. I love banga superstars. Now you talk about it. But similarities, I think lots. I think we also enjoy pretty much the same thing. We like a good time. Like we like fulfilling conversations. We like, I think we're angry at our colonizers. We also have a similar struggle. You know, I can speak to a Ghanaian and just be like, oh, actually, I mean, you guys have power. You guys have more.
Thank you. Keep on. Go on.
I mean, if I was to go on, I would mention that we have more Afrobeat stars. But, you know, maybe we talk about the similarities. But I think there's so much culture. I would say Nigeria has a lot of cultures, but very similar culture to similar creator atmosphere.
Right.
I think in Ghana, being a creator is also relatively new, just as it is in being in Nigeria. Yes, I do think both places are very respectful. Nigerians are deeply respectful, and it's something Yes, Nigerians are deeply respectful. When I was coming out, I had told the lady good afternoon. And I'm not sure how old she is, but I thought about it.
I've been to Nigeria a couple of times, so Oga, what are you saying?
And I have lived in Nigeria.
Oga.
And we are deeply respectful. Just as Ghanaians are. I do think there's certain places where I'm more cosmopolitan in Lagos. So when you think of like a bigger atmosphere, bigger people.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's not as. So culture, and it's the thing, culture is lost in civilization, you know. When there's such a big mix, people kind of lose what is unique to them. But I do think a typical Nigerian says, good afternoon.
Nigerians are loud.
Oh, I agree. But not loud in a way I think it can be condescending. Loud in a, we have main character syndrome. Look at what I'm wearing here now. Is it my birthday? Exactly. I'm Nigerian.
Yes.
It's such a, and I think because our parents have imbibed it in us to be cultural day, to be dressed to the full. It's such a testament of Nigerianness. We wear jewelry on our hand. Yeah. And I like it.
Right. So, okay. Are you queer?
That is such an interesting
This
question.
came from nowhere.
I also like to think I want to put my work first, and I think that's what matters most.
Are you queer?
Please subscribe to my YouTube. Maybe you should come and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Are you queer?
No, but I'm dead ass. I want to talk about work.
The question.
And I wouldn't answer it. I want to talk about work. Yeah.
Do you support that fraternity though?
That's what?
Do you support that system, that industry? I said, do you have a problem with it? I don't have a problem with it.
No,
do you support?
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. Well, let's just leave it there since you don't. Do you support that system?
You know what's funny about you? This is your funniness. It's like the way you interact. You act so Nigerian, by the way.
Yes, now.
You act very Nigerian.
That's my job, to make sure I poke, to let you say it.
I like it.
Thank you.
I enjoy it. Actually enjoy it.
Right. So can we do the one-on-one?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh, you have your phone now.
Oh,
okay,
yes, I have my phone now. So one word that best describes you.
Hey. It's not A that is the word. Hardworking.
Hardworking. Okay. What's the one thing that people always get wrong about you?
This is not one word now. I can talk.
Yeah. You can.
Okay. I think because I am a shy person, I can't come off as.
Kilode.
I am. I am shy. I am very shy. And because I am shy, it can't come.
Kilo de. You are what?
I'm shy.
Where?
Oh my God, literally, back then I was like this. I am very shy. I can be very shy. So I think it can come off as not friendly, but I'm very friendly. But I'm just shy, so I'm a bit reclused until.
That makes the two of us.
Yeah.
We're all quiet, but when you approach us, we are all.
I mean, yeah, you know, I'll talk. I'll have come. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your biggest guilty pleasure?
Eating. After a long day, you see when you talk about banga and such.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, maybe I should have palm nut and fufu because it tastes pretty similar to eating.
Okay. Yeah. So, what song instantly puts you in a good mood?
Bibanke by Asha.
Bibanke.
He's right that studio. No, he's fun.
Okay, if you wake up tomorrow with one new talent, what would it be? New talent.
What would I love for it to be?
New, yes.
Singing. I do not know how to sing for the life of me.
Bibanke. Okay, we'll come there. What's the one thing on your bucket list you haven't done yet?
We just said every country in Africa.
You haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just said every country now.
Beach holiday or luxury city?
Beach holiday. I hate the beach, but beach holiday. I like the air in the city where the beach is, but the actual beach and the sand, no.
Okay. Money, fame, or peace of mind? Which one?
Peace of mind. Peace of.
But you're famous, oh.
That's why you pray for more about peace of mind.
Okay. Sneakers or shoes?
Sneakers. I'm Gen Z.
Gen Z. If your life were a movie, what would be the title?
Diary of a Chaotic Boy.
Diary of a Chaotic Boy.
Yes.
Watch or belt?
Watch or belt? A watch. I love a good watch because of my dad. I love a good watch.
Loose pants or jeans?
Loose pants. Or jeans. I didn't know. Loose jeans. I love it.
What should we look out for you moving forward in the coming years?
This reminds me of when they say, what do you say yourself in 5 years? And then you have to give a really pure answer. What should you look out for? Very interesting because I do not introspect a lot, but I think more.
Okay.
I think more. Hopefully more. I think it's a prayer for every creator, and not just more for me, more for every single African creator. I think it's my lifelong dream for African creators to be paid properly, to connect properly, and for Africa to become a hotspot. I hate the idea when it shouldn't be Lagos or Nairobi or Accra. All of Africa is cool.
Right.
Every African is cool.
Right.
We are not just hungry. We're not just in need of charity. We are a growing economy. And yes, I think when it comes to me, I wouldn't say anything, but when it comes to my passion, which is demystifying Africa and making education entertaining, yeah, I want people to know everybody's history. And I want education to be fun.
Good. Now, for those of us who are watching who doesn't know you or who don't know you, please do me a favor, mention all your social media platforms and how we can get to you right here in that camera, and then we wrap up.
Hi, guys. I am Tobe Ugeh. I think the baby is a boy. I always say that, by the way. And you could watch me. My handles are Tobe Season everywhere. So TOBESZN. Please don't ask me why it's Tobe Season.
Thank you, Tobe.
Thank you so much. You're such a delight, right?
Yeah, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you all of you watching. Thank you to Malta Guinness, to Didi Shito, and to Goldboard, Goldboard Ghana for holding this show down. We appreciate you. My name is Nikki Samonas once again. I bid you farewell. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much.